Here she is, HMS Southwold, state-of-the-art British destroyer built in 1941 and practically new when she's lost in 42. She escorts convoys across the Mediterranean under pretty intense opposition from the Germans and the Italians, and keeps the lifelines open during her career, along with her sister ships. Malta needed the food and the ammunition that these ships were bringing. She lays down her life as well, trying to keep a badly injured transport afloat and bring it into harbor. After pushing off some German air attacks, they're passing a line to the other ship, and she hits a mine and goes down. So she's an important ship and one who's largely forgotten. And I look forward to looking for her.
Well, Jim, there must be a fairly good location. Did you say she was under tow, or is that the general understanding?
She was under tow, and according to the historical records, she sank on the way into harbor in about 75 meters of water.
Well, Jim, I can tell you that you're saying that the Maltese consider this an important ship, and I can tell you they must, because it's the Maltese military and Deep 5, the dive group that they work with, that's requested that we go out and ground truth the site that they've chosen as the Southwold site.
75 meters?
75 meters, Mike.
250 feet. Boy, you're going to need some workup dives before you just jump into something like this.
Well, they in fact realized that, and they've been in discussion with Rick Haupt and the dive team. They are going to go on this one. Mm-hmm. They have had discussions about where the preparatory dive should be, and they have a site they're calling the Blue Hole, which is a cave system not far from the target area.
So they'll dive that first?
They'll dive that first, and it'll get them down to and a little below 200 feet, and will also provide some very, very interesting visuals. Mm-hmm. So it's a double-purpose dive. But the prep dives will be done, and then we'll go out and find out whether or not this target that they've selected is in fact the Southwold.
And is it good hard evidence? Jim, have you seen any of this?
No, I haven't. They've got a location on the bottom that they want the team to look at, and as you know, Mike, they're not going to have a lot of time down there. So what's fortunate is that this is a very identifiable ship. Even though she's said to have blown in two, she's built to take some punishment. So I'm hoping that she made it, or at least in pieces made it, on the bottom, more or less identifiable. But what we're going to have them do, John, is to look bit by bit and match up what we're seeing in the drawings with what they're seeing on the bottom, and that's the only way to be conclusive.
But Malta saw a lot of ships sunk, and aircraft too, during the war and during the siege. Are there other battleships like this down there?
There are lots of ships down there, and there are other destroyers. This is going to have to be a very careful match so that we can say with certainty that it's Southwold. Well, and the first target they jump in on may very well prove not to be it. I think they're just going to have to keep looking if it is.
But they have a specific location.
They do, and it's based on the best historical information. But as we all know, sometimes that doesn't translate into the ship we're looking for on the bottom. So,
well, we do have a good bathymetry. There's a good target there, and it'll be a good start. And no matter what they come up with, it's going to be interesting. But my guess is because we do have a general area, if not the specific site, with some searching around, we're going to come up with this vessel. And I think it's important that we do so. Certainly the Maltese would like to record this site and know the final resting site of Southwold. She really was an important part of their history and an important part of the outcome of the Second World War.